I think it's a good prelude to PHEX,
I
what
think
PHEX will do.
Pulsechain is going to be a better experience than Ethereum. I really do believe that.
Oh yeah, I think everybody agrees with that. I think where people may disagree is just time frame. So like,
But what if
I
it's
think like
better the longer we go?
that's a possibility. Yeah, if it solves a scaling issue, absolutely.
So I'm
I
saying, like,
think
what
like
if he gets like a huge innovation because of the time he gets to see guys like me doing all, not me, but like the guys, how they react to certain scenarios. Like the whole, I'm sure they have ways because they're so savvy in this industry. Like I can only imagine that they notice so many things about, because I notice a lot and I'm not involved that long. So I know they know a lot.
so like where you could speculate is like Ethereum had the first mover advantage, but Richard's gonna have virality as soon as he launches Pulse Chain. So like you could argue that the virality could have a similar effect. So my prediction is
Why do you
like
think virality? I just, when you say that word, what do you mean?
virality is in like so Richard talks to a lot of people, right? The amount of people he talks to, like the caliber is going up.
Right.
I think
I
that
think it's true. I think that is true.
yeah. So I think like people are gonna know who this guy is. You know, when Pulse Chain launches, people are gonna want a piece of it. There's already a shit ton of people in line, but
There's
I
a
think
couple of
that
verified guys that are on Instagram that hit me up, but the only thing they ever say is when is Pulse Chain launch, and they never
right.
ask me anything else. They just know I'm somehow like I'll talk about it, so they're like, "When's it launching?" And I'm like, "Dude, I have no idea." And they're like, "Do you have any insight?" And I'm like, "Obviously, you."
I think I got one friend to sacrifice. Most of my friends didn't listen to me. Like when it comes
Well,
to
they're gonna be
crypto,
sorry.
they're just like Rex plebs. They're like college buddies. Like I've always kept a small circle, but when I got into crypto, like that circle completely changed. And yeah, they're just wrecked. I'll leave it at that. They're just getting wrecked. Basically, when Pulse Chain launches, everybody's gonna want it. Everybody's gonna be talking about it. BitBoy, DIY investing, they're showing it already. So I think that's gonna aid in Richard's momentum. You know, his trajectory of going viral. So I'd say like 2.5 years from now, Pulse Chain like same gains as Ethereum, not more. And then yeah, like 3 to 5 years, we'll see. I think the sky's the limit if Pulse Chain does what they're designing it to do.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I think the time frame is just really hard to call. But I think if I'm a betting man, like watching something start from the bottom of the bear market when it literally can't fail, I don't know. This might make them want to launch faster because they're realizing how hungry people are for investments, even though it's in a bear market. Like people are hungry right now. Like, I'm looking at $637,000 of liquid volume on the Hex W ETH pair, and I mean that's in 3 days. So, and nobody got a sacrifice, and nobody even knows how to get over there, and no one even knows how to interact over there properly or safely yet. And people like are telling them still not to use the tools, that the only tools available, like the main tech streamers, are like, don't use them.
Oh yeah, man. Like the demand is like out the ass. But my instincts tell me Richard's probably waiting for some more market conditions to play themselves out. So I feel like Bitcoin's probably gonna dip one more time and then Richard will send it. And he'll do the same thing he did with Hex. He'll just be like, oh, by the way, guys, Hex's Pulse Chain's out. Have fun. You're welcome. And then it'll be game on.
Imagine how much people would not have taken Pulse Chain seriously if we would have had the Pulse Chain plus the ETH. It would have not have been. No one would have took Pulse Chain serious. But now there's an awesome window to actually take us seriously. There's an awesome window to take us seriously because we're copying everything for real.
Yeah, now
They're
people
not.
know it's possible.
But is Pulse Chain going to be the airdrop from ETOS or ETH?
No,
So it should be, from what we know, it should be the original Vitalik Ethereum, should be what it was forked from, unless it's stated later what it would be. But I would just assume it's Vitalik Ethereum, which is, I'm going to call it Vitalik Ethereum from now on.
Yeah, it's just when he takes the fork snapshot thing. So let's say he actually did it before this thing happened. Then he did. If he does it later, or he would pick the other one. But to me, it doesn't matter, right? It's like, okay, whichever one I've got coins on both.
He's already said he's going to come out and tell us that he's going to do the snapshot. So you either take him for his word or... I mean, to me, that's not a date, right? Like, he said Pulse Chain was going to launch mid-May. So if he gives another date, you can be like, okay, he's bullshitting because mid-May was wrong, right? And which is why he's not giving another date, because obviously he can't predict these things.
Yeah.
But a decision is not like a prediction, right? It's like you either are or you aren't.
It can handle ridiculous amounts of transactions per second. I think it's going to be faster than any network. And then the fees should be the lowest in the world as well. I think that there's no lower fees for any layer one in the entire world. Yeah, like I'm so stoked on this shit launching, bro. Like a lot of my shit personally is tied up in that ecosystem. So the moment that goes live, I'm like, yay, like in Christmas, bro.
It's going to make a lot of wealthy people. I think that. I mean, if you're getting in there from the start, definitely.
Yeah,
it's just going to be like Ethereum launching, isn't it? Like, I mean, it's like getting in on Ethereum on week one, basically. Definitely think it'll be a top 10 coin, 100%. Like, I mean, I don't know how long it would take, but it would definitely be a top 10.
I think so. I think Pulse Chain and PulseX are going to rise really, really quickly. I think PulseX is going to outpace it slightly as far as the profits it can be earned, but I think that Pulsechain will have an overall higher market cap. And then I think PulseX is going to start reaching a point where it slows down a bit, be after like 2.5 years or so. And I think Pulsechain is going to outpace it in the long run. So I think PulseX is going to see the faster upchart and over like a 2-year, 2.5-year period. And then after that, Pulsechain is going to completely dominate as far as the X's go. So all of the assets that I have that are tied to Pulse chart that I'm really confident in, those ones I'm also bullish on because they're not just going up off of their own success, but they're tied to the success of Pulsechain, which I think is going to be really viable. So
do you know what the starting market cap's going to be for Pulse?
Nobody knows yet.
Do we have a rough idea whether it's going to be like 100 million, like a billion?
It could be over $1 billion. I don't even know yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be wild because
you're going to have to be quick.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to be really quick. Yeah. I think he said he's going to give a little bit of warning that it's launching, but then he also, like, the moment it launches, it's going to take 24 to 48 hours before it bridges. And so that 24 to 48 hour period before people can bring extra money into the network, everyone who has copies that other people are willing to trade for will just trade in ratios.